What's up, YouTube land? Ziino Gaming back here for episode number 29 of my F1 2020 My Team series. And here today we have the grand jewel on the calendar, the Monaco Grand Prix, the race that everybody would love to win, and the most difficult Grand Prix of the season. So we're in for a big challenge here today. Monaco, a track that I always have decent pace around, but just can never avoid hitting those barriers. So hopefully we stay out of the walls today and can pick up some points here, which I believe we should be able to do. So here, engine components are quite worn now. This is the 7th race of the season, but should be fine. We've actually got a new gearbox in after the first 6 races have been completed, so new gearbox here for this race. But yeah, engine bits are a little bit worn, but we should be able to do with those here at Monaco. Engine isn't as important, so we'll jump into qualifying now here for the Monaco Grand Prix, and this is where all the attention goes into, and this is the most important session of the weekend. The race is obviously on every weekend the most important session apart from Monaco, so this is where you really gotta nail your lap. So there's our first run there, and it's a decent opening lap here for Monaco as we now come around second lap, same set of tyres here in Q1, and we're improving lap time by a fair chunk of margin here, and we actually go purple in the last sector, which is a really good positive sign, up to third place for now ahead of Norris as we now come towards the end of Q1, and we're just going to improve the lap time a little bit more here. We're currently in 6th place. This jumps us back up to 4th place with another purple final sector, so we're very quick compared to AR in that last sector, and I was going for another lap there and put it into the barrier in turn 1, but that ends Q1 and we are safely through to Q2 there inside the top 10, so looking very good. Perez's time looking very, very good as well, and our team at Hubert there qualifying 18th place, which I wasn't too happy about because the car's improved to where it's the 7th best car on the grid, and that baseline should mean 13th and 14th is where we are looking to be around, and hopefully even higher. So that's like the minimum where I expect our cars to be. So I've gotten ahead of that. Unfortunately, Hubert was not able to. So we now come here to Q2, and we almost put it into the barrier there, but that was the end of our first lap. Here's our second lap towards the end of the session, say 1 minute left in the session, so we're right on board for a full lap here at Monaco, going up to Casino, down to 5th gear here for turn 3, and then flick it down to 4th for the right hander, and then coming in towards Mirabeau here and braking back down to 2nd gear, slight lock up on the front right, short shift into 3rd and back down to 1st corner for the slowest corner on the calendar at 40 kilometers there. It looks like we got down to 39. 2nd gear corner here into Poirier as well, 2nd gear, and then through the tunnel here, full throttle. This is quite exciting, especially when you come out. It's a lot more exciting in real life, but coming into the Nobel chicane, back down the 3rd gear, and a little bit deep there, short shift in the 4th, and then into the back, just got to throw the car in, hope it sticks, and then into the swimming pool, flat out, and then back down the 4th gear for this right-left chicane here, and down into Rascasse, back down the 1st gear, little lock up on the front right tyre, now aiming for a good exit out of the final corner here. Anthony knows coming down the straight to complete a lap at Monaco. It's a fantastic lap time. It's improved our time. It was my best lap in qualifying, better than any of my Q1 laps, but it's only good enough for 11th place on the grid. So we've been knocked out here in Q2 at 11th place, a free choice of tyre. Valtteri Bottas just gets through on the skin of his teeth, but also knocked out. You got Norris, Vettel there in 13th place with his teammate. Look at the job Leclerc's done compared to Vettel. Sainz also being knocked out along with the other McLaren in Lando Norris. But yeah, good job from the likes of Gasly, Ocon to get through. Kvyat also getting through. So AlphaTauri got a strong car. You can see Magnussen also being knocked out in Q2. I'll give it to Crofty now for the race preview.
Home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino, first opened in 1863. And, of course, a certain road race, first held here in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars climb around 40 metres up through Beau Rivage, onto the casino, and then descending down towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of the 19 corners here, 7 to the left and 11 to the right. There's one single DRS zone as well, so don't expect that to make overtaking any easier today. Anthony Davidson, thanks for joining me once again for the Grand Prix. Let's talk about the captain. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Ricciardo, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Perez, Gasly, Ocon and Daniel Kvyat. The captain, Stroll, Sebastian Vettel and Sainz, Norris, Magnussen, Kimi Raikkonen and Antoine Hubert, Latifi, Giovinazzi, De Vries and George Russell ends our grid lineup. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
And welcome to the Monaco Grand Prix here today, guys. And we're in for a fantastic race. I think from 11th on the grid, one-stop strategy, medium to hard. I mean, I could jump on a soft tyre towards the end, but I'd rather just play it safe here, jump onto that hard tyre. And we'll see how we go in this race today. Hopefully looking to score some points and keep it out of the barriers at the end of the day. That's the main goal. As we got Kvyat here in 10th, Ocon directly ahead of us in 9th place. So, yeah, as we now line up on the grid here for the Monaco Grand Prix.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
The lights come on here, and it is go, go, go here in Monaco, and we make a really good start. Can we do anything with it? We've got a much better start than Ocon. Kvyat looks like he's got a good start too. We look down the inside of Esteban Ocon, but we can't quite get past there, and now we put on our overtake mode, but Stroll's got a fantastic run up the hill, and he's driving past us. We're going to try to drive around the outside of Stroll here in Casino, and he's once again got the position for the right-hander, and we have to concede position there. Otherwise, we would have maybe had an accident there, and we no way through into Marubo on Stroll. Can we maybe go down the inside of the hairpin? I play it safe there and just stick behind him. So, yellow flag's already out, and maybe a little bit of an incident behind. Maybe someone knocked off a little bit of front wing, but for us, we kept it clean, and you know, I maybe could have stuck in the nose on Stroll, but I decided to just, you know, keep the front wing clean. That's the main goal here, is just to get to the end, because you don't want to get caught up in a silly accident here on lap 1. That's the last thing I wanted to do. So, you know, we'll just follow Stroll for now. It's a little bit unfortunate to lose the position there. But I was looking at Ocon, but I just didn't get a good run out of turn 1, being on, like, really having to turn sharply, and I didn't maximise the exit either. So, yeah, a bit unfortunate to lose that position. And he just had the pace up the hill, and we almost threw it to the barrier into turn out of the final corner there, but moving on to the end of lap 2 now, still following Stroll. We've got yellow flags there behind. You can see Lando Norris dropping back on the minimap, and he was the car directly behind us. And unfortunately for Lando, who had a cracking start to this Grand Prix, because he started behind Vettel and Sainz, he's going to be out of this Grand Prix, so that's a shame for Lando. And a virtual safety car had been deployed, but can't really do anything with that virtual safety car so early on in the race. Disappointing for Lando, I'm sure, but we now move here to lap 8 in this Grand Prix, and we've got Ocon and I think that's Gasly Kvyat, struggling on their soft tyres, and Ocon had a huge moment and Stroll got past him, and I tried to get past him in the tunnel, but I had to back out of that, or else I think that would have been a very big collision. And yeah, I just played it safe there, and Ocon really starting to struggle on the soft tyres, and you know, the soft tyres are starting to wear off a little bit, I think, here. So these guys are going to both pit here on this lap, the guys that are running the soft tyres. And you can see, I wasn't expecting Ocon to come straight into the pits here, but you can see There he goes. He brakes there a little bit. I almost run into the back of him and break the front wing. I did touch him, I think, but I was very lucky not to get any damage here. And Vettel had a really good run on me here, and he's going to look into turn 1, but I managed to cover it and I cut the corner a little bit there cheekily. But now lap 16 here, and nothing's really happening. I haven't really been able to get close to Stroll. He's actually leading the Grand Prix after everyone has made a pit stop here. Hamilton in 5th place is effectively the race leader. You've got Vettel and Sainz following us quite closely. But I haven't gotten close enough to Stroll at all to make a move. I even get my nose down the inside just to throw him off a little bit. Nowhere near him. But now Antonio Giovinazzi is out of this Grand Prix as well. So another virtual safety car is deployed. And this one has been deployed at a fantastic part of the circuit. And with it being 3 laps away from our pit stop, I might as well put on the hard tyre now. I know we can easily get to the end of the Grand Prix. And that's what I decided to do. Take the cheap pit stop here. And it's not a complete free pit stop, but it's going to save time. Even though the VSC ends while I'm in the pit lane here, it's going to end now. So it ends just then, the VSC, but all that time I'm still saving under the VSC. And look at the gap we come out in. It's a perfect gap to come out in. I'm out ahead of Raikkonen and Hubert. Clean air. There's Giovinazzi's car. And we've got plenty of time to bang in some good lap times here. And we now move on to lap 19, and Vettel and Sainz are both in the pits here as we come around the final corner. Remember, they were the cars directly behind us on track, and look at the gap we've got on them from stopping under the VSC plus the undercut. I mean, the undercut I don't think was too big because I didn't have a great pace to start with on the hard tyre, but you can see the gap we got to Vettel, and here comes Stroll immediately the following lap, and we get clearly into 4th place, and I believe the likes of the Verstappens, Albons, all those guys that were ahead of us, they got caught up behind that early train from stopping off on their soft tyres, so we were able to clear those guys by running longer on our first stint, which was quite important. They got stuck behind the Raikkonen and Hubert and stuff. Here on lap 25, I break the front wing a little bit to yellow, and that's really unfortunate. You see, I almost threw it away at Raskas as well, but you can see how yellow the front wing is there, and that was quite... We've still got a bit of a gap back to Vettel, but that's going to close very quickly. And you can see here now lap 31 begins, and Vettel's caught us. So we've got 8 laps to defend here from Sebastian Vettel. But luckily for us, we are at Monaco, and this is, just using the ERS in the right places here, out of the tunnel and down through the section of the track. This is the closest that Vettel really gets to us here, and through the tunnel here, and also in the DRS zone of turn 1. And I was also using it up the hill here. But this is now the last lap of the Grand Prix, and we've been able to control. We've got a bit of a train behind us now, but they can't get through. So I've just been managing the car, just bringing it home, and lap time's still decent. They're not fantastic, obviously, not at the ultimate pace here in Monaco, but we are just doing all I have to do is just keep it out the barrier, make sure I get the exits right out of this corner, and it's been quite simple to defend. Vettel hasn't really gotten close to me at all, so it's been quite comfortable actually to have him behind me, and it's a fantastic result here we're about to bring home for the Monaco Grand Prix. But your winner is Lewis Hamilton. This is big for the championship, considering that Max Verstappen's actually behind me in this Grand Prix. He is in this train, so it's big points return for Lewis Hamilton. Bottas finishes in 2nd place. Ricciardo's going to come across the line for a podium for Renault. What a race for Daniel Ricciardo. Look how close he finishes behind the 2 Mercedes cars, and we can come across the line to finish in 3rd place here. So what a result it was for us here today, and your driver of the day, Sebastian Vettel, a bit harsh on us, but he did start a couple of positions further back. But we'll give it to Crofty now.
It's another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. take a look at the driver's standings. That lead at the top of the table has shrunk somewhat today. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
I have to say Sebastian Vettel certainly caught my eye during today's race. Incredible driving.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from the owner-drivers team this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So, what a Grand Prix there, and it's with Verstappen finishing so far down the order here today in 9th place, or was that 8th place, sorry. Perez getting points, Leclerc as well. Sainz a good result, Stroll as well. Vettel finishing ahead of his teammate due to the strategy in a 50% race that AI aren't able to build a big enough gap in 8 laps on the soft tyre, and it just allows people who didn't qualify inside the top 10 to really take advantage as we did. So yeah, really good result here today. 4th place, 12 points. We've scored 37 points in 2 races now, 41 points for the season, which is really good. Daniel Ricciardo, what a race for him. Finishes a couple seconds behind Hamilton. Picks up the fastest lap of the race as well. Hubert down there in 15th by the looks of it. So no points once again for our teammate, but we moved to 6th in the point standings, which took me a little bit by surprise, but that's what happens when you get 2 really, really good results consecutively. And we're just going to keep this momentum going into the next few races in Baku, and as well put us in 6th in the constructors standings. So yeah, really good result, and not much really more to say. Really was pumped with that one, really energized, and new rivalry with Leclerc, and he got me in qualifying, but I got him back in the race. So 4-5, it didn't quite even out, you'd think, but with my race result maybe it would have evened out, but unfortunately it didn't. But also Hubert there, level 9 for him, myself level 13, the team level 16, so we're building the acclaim level every single race and building the cash as well, which is what you like to see. And a little bit of money there on the front wing, but also I noticed when I was looking at this screen, I don't know if it's already I think it already shown it, that when Hubert didn't pass as many practice programs because he obviously hasn't got that experience level, so I think I am maybe looking for a bit more of an experienced driver when I do sign a new one. I do think it's going to be after the season. I don't know if I'm going to do it mid-season. I haven't really thought about that yet. Anyway, new upgrades to the car. I'm going to new chassis upgrade. This is a weight redistribution upgrade, and also I fixed up that engine development bit. I decided to rush the development for the first time. I decided to do this. It doesn't cost anything extra, and it was a chance to get it for Baku, so that's the reason I did it. And first time, we'll have a look and see how that goes very shortly. So we're going to simulate here, and we're going to fix that engine bit. So we're going to get the engine upgrade for Baku, which is very nice to see. I think it's an ERS update, which always going to help, especially on a top speed track like Baku. And then we also get that chassis part. So to get that chassis part, rushing the upgrade was a fantastic decision. I can't speak. And now look where we are. We're 4th best placed car, although it's very, very tight in the development there. Having a look at it here, it's very, very, very close. But being the 4th best car, I'm expecting some performances now from Hubert. He needs to start scoring points, or else we will be looking at a change of driver very shortly. And I as well am now expecting Q3 performances from our car. We've now got a car that's 4th on the grid, so 7th and 8th. Needs to probably be baseline almost. For now, I'm just going to say top 10. We need to be finishing and qualifying in the top 10. But anyway, guys, I hope you've all enjoyed today's episode at Monaco. It was another stellar Grand Prix for us, and I'll see you for the next race at Baku. Until then, goodbye.